From the Roxo Media House studios here in Fort Worth, this is Frogs Today. Fall sports are heading to the postseason, starting with triathlon finishing in 4th place at the National Championships last week. Football is bowl eligible, improving to 6-4 with their 38-13 win over Oklahoma State on Hail All Heroes nights at the Carter on Saturday. It was a nice gift for head coach Sonny Dykes on his birthday. Speaking of birthdays, volleyball head coach Jason Williams celebrated his birthday this week, and what a better week for that special day. Then the week his team traveled to Lawrence to take on number 12 ranked Kansas. The Jayhawks spoiled the surprise by getting the win over our number 18 ranked Horned Frogs on Wednesday. Williams' team remains in Kansas, taking Kansas State on tonight. A trifecta of birthdays in 1 week, as head men's basketball coach Jamie Dixon celebrated a birthday as well. His team treats him to a 76-71 win at home against Texas State earlier in the week, and now on the road at Big Ten Michigan tonight at 5 p.m. on FS1. Women's basketball moved to 3-0 as they took on Texas State as well with another dominating performance on Wednesday, but all eyes are on Sunday afternoon as number 9 ranked NC State comes to town for the Schollmeyer Showdown. The Wolfpack lost to South Carolina in the Final Four last season. Sticking with the women, our number 7 ranked and Big 12 regular season champs soccer is dancing once again and looks to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. Starting tonight at home at Garvey Rosenthal Soccer Stadium, they will take on SFA and kickoff is set for 7 p.m. It's Friday, November 15th, and I'm your host, Isaac Cadena, with the baseball team. I transferred from Ohio State this fall and have enjoyed everything about TCU and Fort Worth this semester.
And I'm Jacob Silva, a freshman with baseball. As well, more postseason action for 3 of our programs continues this weekend. Starting with beach volleyball as they wrap up their fall season with 2 pairs at the AVCA Pairs National Championship, getting underway today through Sunday.
Cross country is in College Station at the NCAA South Central Regional for a chance to qualify for NCAA National Championships.
Men's and women's tennis have had a busy fall and have qualified 5 players to the NCAA Individual Championship next week at Baylor.
Men's golf with a huge performance in Hawaii will join us in the studio later on in the show.
Rifle, after winning the last 3 meets, will wrap up the fall season at West Virginia this weekend. Our swim and dive team will send our diver to Austin for the UT Diving Invitational.
We start with women's soccer, football, and volleyball when we return, but first, a word from our sponsor, Richard's Rainwater. The best tasting water comes straight from the sky, leaving just pure refreshing raindrops in every bottle. Taste the difference, sip the sky.
What do you see when you look up at the clouds? At Richard's Rainwater, we see the greatest source of pure, delicious water looking right back down at us. We've invented a simple, powerful technology to collect and bottle rainwater. Our process begins with the rain. When clouds become saturated, droplets fall from the sky. Rainfall is a naturally cleansing event. During the first few minutes, the raindrops clean the atmosphere and wash away any dirt or debris from surface areas. At this cleanest point in the rain cycle, we collect the pure raindrops into large storage vessels. Then, we use a simple, yet effective combination of ozone and microfiltration to ensure our rainwater surpasses the highest drinking water standards. We pour the pure, refreshing rainwater into glass bottles and aluminum cans, packaging as infinitely renewable as the water itself. Richard's Rainwater is building a network of collection systems across the country to ensure our rainwater is local everywhere. The purest, best-tasting water comes from the sky. Richard's Rainwater, sip the sky.
We are back in the Roxo Media House studios here in Fort Worth, and I'm your host, Isaac Cadena, with the TCU baseball team. Women's soccer is dancing with a 16-3-2 overall record, a Big 12 regular season title, and a narrow 1-0 loss in the Big 12 tournament final. The Fighting Frogs kick off the NCAA tournament tonight. The NCAA selection show was on Monday, and seeing TCU pop up on the old bracket never gets old.
By TCU.
Yeah, it means a lot. Put a lot of hard work into this, and over the course of time, we want to be a program that's always in the show. And this year, we're back to being to where we think we should be on a regular basis. And so, kudos to our group for getting it done. And now it's time to make a run in this tournament.
I mean, it means a lot to me, especially because of how our season went last year. So just proving that we do deserve to be in the NCAA tournament again just means a lot.
I think it just means a lot, especially to us seniors. I think we've worked really hard the past year to just come back stronger than we came out last year. And so I know we're all just really excited and eager to get back out there and go dancing.
Head coach Eric Bell and seniors Cam Lancaster and Oli Pena talk about earning the right to host in the first round.
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to kind of stay in your own routine, stay in your own bed, have your home crowd here to support you is awesome. And so we're thankful that we have an opportunity to play a home game, and hopefully we can get the job done for our home folks.
It means so much. Being able to be home and be in front of all these awesome fans and the community that TCU soccer has is just so much fun. So to be able to have all these people out and support us, especially here, it's going to be really fun, and it just shows how much work we put in the past year.
Bell and his team is taking it one game at a time, but you can't help but look ahead as well. And really what is going to take to get back to that Sweet 16 and beyond that this team experienced in 2022.
Yeah, it's a one game at a time approach. It's winter walk, so you put a lot of time into making sure you're prepared for your next opponent and give them all the respect and preparation that they deserve, and you give yourself a best shot to be successful. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to put everything we got into SFA and get ready for them. Takes some talent, takes a little bit of luck, preparation, health. Right, you got to stay healthy, and you roll all those things into a gumbo pot, and hopefully have some wins at the end of it. So that's what we're hoping for, and we'll see what happens.
It being my last year, I just want to enjoy every moment and take every opportunity as it comes. And this is another opportunity for me to play a college soccer game with my teammates, and so I just want to enjoy the moment and just keep fighting and just want to win.
The Frogs suffered their first loss in the Big 12 tournament final last week since Texas A&M back the beginning of September. So what do we expect to see out of the Horned Frogs soccer tonight?
Man, hopefully a motivated team to right the ship and get back on the right side of things. And, I know that our kids are chomping at the bit for the opportunity to play again, and Friday can't get here soon enough. And so we'll be ready. We'll be ready.
Pena and Lancaster talk preparation for the first round.
I think just continuing to have confidence in how we play. We're a possession-based team. We want to pass the ball, and so no matter who we go against, we want to stick to our roots and stick to who we are, which is fight and to keep possession and keep the ball.
I mean, it's going to take a lot. Our practices might look a little bit different, but I think getting some of these freshmen, especially in the mindset of what it takes to play in some of these NCAA games.
Our team, Friday night, 7 p.m., we're going to bring the fight, so everyone better be there.
To add to the already stacked postseason recognition for the Frogs, Morgan Brown, Seven Castaigne, Caroline Kelly, and Pena were selected to the Big 12 All-Tournament team. Congrats, ladies, and good luck tonight.
Time to get to work.
Another team that is poised to host and make a dent in the postseason tournament is our number 18 ranked volleyball team. Faced number 12 ranked Kansas and weren't able to spoil the party there in Lawrence. This was a match they were looking forward to for a long time, and falling to the Jayhawks on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were prepped going into the match pretty well. We've had a good week of training, getting ready for them, but just, really tough environment to play in. It was a great crowd. It's really tight quarters in there, so it's a different field than what we normally play in with more, arena type space. So it takes a little adjusting to. It's like super loud in there. Like you can barely even talk to the person standing next to you. It's so loud. But yeah, that first couple of sets, like we just we did some things really well, but just made some poor decisions, some poor touches in some crucial moments, and they played some really good defense against us. Signs of some greatness in the third set, and then just couldn't follow that up in the fourth set. But at the end of the day, we hit some championship level numbers in terms of our serve and pass, and our first ball stuff was really good. But in transition, which is where a lot of the game was played, they just beat us.
They now turn their focus on Kansas State tonight.
Well, they are like streaky, scary at times, right? They're probably both ways, right? They've taken a lot of losses this year because they've had to make a lot of changes. They're just not super consistent with their ball control, but then they've also stretched some really good teams to 5. They've won a couple of really big matches So they've got a couple of pin hitters that can be very scary. But the way we've been playing, just our ball control and our offense and defense. If we play defense like we did last night, they'll have a hard time really scoring against us. But they have one, Aaliyah Carter, one like Big 12 Player of the Year candidate. So if she's on, we're gonna have our hand full with her. But I feel pretty good. Like last night, bummer, right? We could have played better, but that level of play should pull us through, hopefully through Friday.
Head coach Jason Williams' team is now 17-6 and 9-4 in the Big 12, and including tonight's match, have 5 games remaining, and then they get their chance to dance their way through the NCAA tournament as well.
We kind of look at it twofold. One is we've got to get in tournament form, right? Like we've been playing pretty consistent, but last night was a true second, third round tournament, style match, and we didn't perform as well as we wanted to. So we've got these next 5 matches to get ourselves into that position. But also these are 5 matches that if we play at the level we've been playing, we should win. So then it's kind of the challenge of, hey, are we training? Are we in the mindset to win tournament games, or are we going to take a dip because maybe the competition is not as strong, which could hurt us? So I'll challenge the team, to make sure that we, quote unquote, still keep our eyes on the prize because, as of right now, Big 12 championship is still on the table, but we need a lot of help, right? But a national championship, a Final Four, an Elite Eight, all those things are still available. So next 5 matches, we work hard to get ourselves in a good position for the tournament. And then after the selection show, we're 0-0.
There is no postseason conference tournaments in volleyball, so when the regular season is complete, the NCAA tournament is next. Good luck to Coach Williams and his team tonight as they take on the Wildcats at 6:30 p.m. Sticking to postseason talk, our football team is now bowl eligible, which means they will be going to the postseason as well. The Carter boys got their 6th win of the season with a 38-13 win over Oklahoma State last Saturday, and with an interception on the night, one of the 3 takeaways on the evening, Captain Bud Clark joined the Frogs Today football postgame show.
Did you guys know that you are now bowl eligible? How does it feel?
Because we're going bowling now. Let's get it. Come on, man. Honestly, he was running the route. Like, he kind of jogged out of it. I was like, man, you're not going to beat me because I work for this. I knew he was running. As soon as he broke, I broke right with him.
A lot needs to happen for the Frogs to have a chance to make it back to the Big 12 championship game, but this conference is still wide open.
Yeah, it's, the league's crazy. I mean, you got one undefeated team, BYU, and, they got a tough one tonight against Utah. We'll see how that goes. But then after that, I think Colorado's the only other team that has 1 loss, and then you got a bunch with 2, and then you got a bunch with 3. So, the good thing is we don't play next week, so we have an open date. We can kind of heal up a little bit, start getting ready for Arizona the following week, and then see how some things play out in the league. And who knows how this thing's going to fall. I mean, there's a lot of parity. Kansas, put it on Iowa State pretty good today, and it just seems like every week there's 1 or 2 big upsets, and some guys get knocked off. And so we've got to, good thing is we'll have a chance to sit around and see what happens next week, and hopefully somehow get back in the race. I know this, so we won't unless we beat Arizona in 2 weeks. So that's going to be our focus and what we're worried about. It's just handling our business.
Improving to 6-4 and 4-3 in the conference, head coach Sonny Dykes after the win.
We knew it was going to be a tough game, a hard-fought game. They're going to come in here and play hard and play with a lot of pride. It's just kind of the way their program is. But I thought our guys played well. We had a great week of practice. We were well prepared, got off to a good start, which we felt was important, and we're able to kind of hang on and close it out and, play well. And the best thing about winning a game like this is you get to play some young players and some players that haven't gotten to play much. And, man, it's always really satisfying when you can do that. And it was fun to watch those guys play.
Quarterback Josh Hoover had an efficient performance, going 26 of 35 with 286 yards, 1 touchdown, and no turnovers. And Savion Williams' NFL draft stock continues to rise with a rushing and receiving touchdown.
Yeah, I feel great. Obviously, a huge win for us, getting bowl eligible. We're focused on finishing out this season, with 2 more wins, and it starts next week or 2 weeks with Arizona. So I feel great about it. So proud of our guys for going out the way we played and coming out in the second half and answering when they answered too. And so just proud of our team and just couldn't be more proud, like I said.
It's a football bye week, and with 2 games remaining, the Frogs take on Arizona at home on November 23rd. Before we go to break, a fun fact for everyone, TCU has scored for the 404th consecutive game, the second longest streak in NCAA history, with Florida topping the Frogs. At 457 games, we will be right back with Jacob with men's golf, tennis, and beach.
Energy does everything for us. It's all-encompassing.
We're all benefiting and affected from it.
And it is something that we all need to know about.
It is the glue that holds everything together.
TCU is powering what matters, our future.
We don't just talk about what's needed, we focus on results.
The Ralph Lowe Energy Institute is creating a world where energy is affordable, sustainable, and reliable.
We are back here at the Roxo Media House Studios, and I'm Jacob Silva, freshman with the baseball team. We start with our men's and women's tennis team, who are sending 5 players to the NCAA Individual National Championships next week. On the women's side, Jade Otway and Issa Pascal have qualified for the doubles championship, and with the draw coming out on Saturday, they are set to begin next Wednesday. It's been a busy fall with the NCAA Individual moved from the spring to the fall.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity, and yeah, it's different having it in the fall, but we've embraced it and we've gone into every tournament. I mean, it's been the busiest fall we've ever had, but we've had so much fun traveling on the road, been to pretty cool places, and had great results.
It's been a long process. Otway and Pascal qualified last weekend at the ITA sectionals in Michigan.
It's been a process, I would say. It's been a bit rough, but what we did really good was, just focusing, looking forward for the next opportunity. We had a great start in the fall with a tournament in California that really like helped us get confidence. And then we have in regionals, we played pretty good, but fell a bit short in semis. And then in the ATA, in All-Americans, we had also pretty close super tiebreak, but we just went for a last shot in Michigan and really just went with no regrets. We wanted to play our game, and we really were able to find a way and get a win the last day there.
Where does the success lie with the doubles team?
We spent a lot of time together off court too. We were actually roommates. We've had last summer we played some pro tournaments. Actually, I traveled to New Zealand, and I think just being able to take that to the court a little bit and be able to have honest conversation at times where, we need to just look at each other and be like, I trust you, you trust me, and let's have fun and move forward. So I think that's something that we've been able to do well and keep improving every match, and has been successful for us on court. I mean, I think we both have the same motivation. We're both seniors. It's our last fall. We have this one last opportunity at a national title, and we're both excited for this journey that we've been on throughout college, and to have this one last opportunity. And yeah, as Issa said, we're great friends off the court, and we've been through a lot together the last 4 years. So yeah, I think we both have the same motivation and the same intensity about the situation. So yeah.
The environment around the team, the schedule, and tennis history at TCU is special and brings out the best in the players.
Yeah, we're adding new schools this season, which is going to be exciting to get a little bit out of the same places. But yeah, it's great. We have really good teams in our schedule that are going to give us great opportunities to be up there in the rankings, and then have also a great postseason for nationals as a team. Being in the Texas region and being in the Big 12, and especially with the men's team as well, I mean, we're surrounded by elite tennis players every single day. And being in that environment where you have quality matches every single day, and it's never a guarantee you're going to win. So having that level every single day, and we've got a new start this fall, as you said, playing against the defending national champions at least 3 or 4 times this fall, and winning, it gives us that confidence going into the spring. We've played the biggest teams in the country all fall, and we've had great results against them. So yeah, just taking that confidence into our spring season.
Men's tennis doubles team, Pedro Vives and Louis Maxted, qualified last week at the ITA Central Sectional hosted by the Frogs, but will also be in the singles draw starting on Tuesday for the singles and Wednesday for the doubles. They take us through what that process has been like.
Yeah, well, obviously there's multiple tournaments where you can qualify, and once you qualify for NCAAs, you can't play any of the tournaments for the rest of the fall. So me and Pedro qualified in the first event, which was the the All-Americans held in Tulsa. So once me and Pedro qualified there, we couldn't play any other college event. So we kind of spent some time. We played one professional event down in Norman. And then I played like another kind of hidden dual format college event a couple weeks ago. So I haven't been playing that much tennis, I think, compared to previous falls where you could play every match. But no, it's been good. It's been good to play a professional event in there because you don't really get time to do that, really. And then yeah, the doubles, we didn't get to qualify, and then we qualified last week. So, I mean, I'm happy that I'm in both. It's my first time playing either singles or doubles. So, my senior year, I think it's nice I get to compete in both.
It's a whole new format this year. Like, it's new to everyone, to every school, to us, to the coaches as well, and it's changed a lot the schedule. And luckily, me and Louis qualified on the first tournament of the fall, and then we had kind of like a break over there where we had to figure out what tournaments we could play or we couldn't. But I mean, we couldn't be happier and like super pumped to go out there to Waco and represent the Frogs.
Sophomore Duncan Chan had a couple marathon matches this past week to get himself a spot in the NCAA Individual Championships.
Yeah, so last week I wasn't actually in the tournament. I was an alternate, which is crazy in itself. And then I had to play my teammate, Julian Alonso. He was playing extremely well coming into the tournament, and I wasn't playing like as great, but especially when we play each other, like things change. Teammates play each other, expectations are high and tensions are high. So it was a great match. I played extremely well, surprisingly. And second match, we played indoors. That's one of my strong suits, so I was pretty confident. And it was a roller coaster of a match, actually. I was up, down, and back up again. And so I was just really glad I was able to pull through, especially in that fashion. It just gave me a lot of confidence that I could win close matches, and yeah.
What were those matches, starting with the round of 32 win over teammate Julian Alonso, but especially the round of 16 in a 3-set war fighting off 2 match points?
I think after saving a match point, like when you win that match, you kind of like all the pressure's released. Like you have a second chance. Like going into the next match, like I feel like I shouldn't be here, so like I shouldn't have any pressure on my back. So that's what I kind of felt like. I was playing pretty free against the guy from Baylor, and I was thinking like there's nothing left to lose anymore. Like I'm already in this position. I'm just gonna do what I'm comfortable with, like serve and volley. Just see how it goes, and hopefully he's feeling the pressure. So I executed that, which was great. But I also had my support group. Like my teammates were really supporting me, staff here, and like Coach P's wife was there, really big help. So it was kind of like a dual match. Like you have that support group, like you're playing for not only yourself, you're playing for your school, and that's what I felt during the match.
Vivas and Maxed qualified each for the single draw as well back in September at the ITA All-American Championship. What has this fall been like, and what is expected at the championship next week?
We have a great team, I think. It wasn't looking so good at the start because we were trying to get a couple more players, but now we're going to get 2 new Spanish recruits that will fit nicely into our lineup, and obviously we have everyone from last year apart from Jake and Tommy. So I think we'll be very good. I'm looking forward to spending another season with the guys because we get along so well together. And yeah, it'll be a fun last little ride for me and Pedro to spend it with these people again.
Yeah, as I said, like luckily we qualified on the first tournament of the fall, and then we had to reschedule with Devin and Coach P and Roditi to see what we could play because we didn't want to be just practicing for 2 full months and then just jump out there to play NCAAs out of nowhere. And I mean, it's been great being around the guys my last year, trying to get them to know everything a little bit better and just leave the team in a better position than we are right now.
Right now, I'm focusing a bit more on singles because last week it was just doubles for me and Pedro. So we're going to, in practice, just, practice more singles drills, do some more singles sets. And then we leave on Sunday, we'll practice in Waco on Sunday, and then the doubles doesn't start till Wednesday. So we'll get to Waco, we'll practice, we'll have Monday, full day of practice, probably a mix of singles and doubles. And then we'll start singles on the Tuesday and then followed by the doubles on the Wednesday.
Well, as you said, like we're gonna have a target in our bags like all year, especially at the beginning, I think. and like just having that extra pressure with all the guys and the coaches, I think is going to be great, and we're just ready for it.
We came as freshmen together. We played our very first fall. We played that together, and I think we got to like a career of 3 or something in the nation. So we played previously before this fall. I don't know. I think we both like the net. We kind of complement each other's games pretty well. We have good communication and good chemistry, and I think that's what makes us play well.
When I'm down, like, he knows how to keep me up, and the other way around. My energy, I think, helps him a lot to like have a better like body language and like be a bit more positive. We already know each other so well, and I think we enjoy a lot playing next to each other.
Head coach David Roditi on the event and what he likes about the event, being moved to the fall, and what should we expect out of his boys next week in Waco.
The move to move the NCAAs, it gives it more emphasis. I think there's not a team event right before. Guys are fresh. Guys can prepare for a whole week or 2 or whatever, since they qualified and they know this is coming up. It lets them focus just the individual, not have to worry about the team event. Beautiful weather. Looks like the weather is going to be great. It's lucky that we're doing it in Texas, and the weather looks fantastic. And also, it gave these guys sort of a road for NCAAs. It was clear on the ITA did a great job in the NCAAs of how to qualify for this event. It was clear. There's no surprises. It's all new. We're going to look back as an organization, see who the guys are that qualified. But everybody got a shot at it. So that's the exciting part, except for those that obviously took the semester off. So we had one of those. We maybe could have had 4 players playing this, but one of our top players did not play in the fall. So speak for all coaches. We're very proud of what they've done this fall. I thought what Duncan did here at home was remarkable for him to get in as an alternate and beat one of his teammates first round, and then go through the tournament and get and qualify without having to do a playoff type event. Just remarkable. He competed so well. He was in the zone. He got through some really tight matches there. So now the expectations for him and Pedro and Louis, obviously, it wasn't as suspenseful, but they won some battles at the All-American. That was the best showing that any of our players have had at the All-Americans in a long, long time. Typically, that tournament hasn't treated us very well, and Louis and Pedro go out there, they're both in the quarters. Pedro makes it to the semifinals. You got to beat a lot of good players to do that. So the expectations are the same as always. They're in the tournament. They have as good a chance as anybody. They could lose first round. Maybe they win it. Who knows? It's anybody's. They're one of 32 or 64 players that are, I don't even know how big the draw is. I think 64. One of 64 players has a chance to win it, and we'll see how they compete, and I hope they do something that they can look back and be proud of someday. Everybody knows what all the teams sort of have. Pedro and Louis are seniors, so people do know them. I feel like they've always had some sort of target in their back, but they're showing this fall that they're ready to compete with the best. Pedro beating Michael Zhang, which is one of the best players in the country out of Colombia, that never gives you a point, never gives you anything. It's a remarkable win at the All-Americans, and that shows that Pedro is capable of beating anybody. But, like we say in the locker room, he can also lose to anybody. So you just go out there, prepare the best. That's where Devin Bowen is the best. He's doing his magic right now as I speak. He's getting these guys ready, getting their mind ready, getting everything set so they can give themselves the best chance to compete. And Coach P will be down there, and I'll be staying home and getting the other guys ready to maybe they make it next year.
It was signing day this Wednesday, and your 2024 national champions have just signed the #1 American recruiting class in the country, led by the #1 American himself, Jagger Leach from Sarasota.
Yeah, we literally could not be more excited about the class that we have of these signees. I believe legally we can talk about now Jagger Leach, who is the #1 American tennis player in the rankings right now, coming to TCU. Long-standing relationship with the family. Got to know him a long time ago, and for him to He's as serious of a tennis player as you could possibly find to be a professional tennis player. And for him to entrust his future in his tennis and his family, they're a tennis family, for them to believe that this is the best place where he can get better. It's so humbling, and we couldn't be more honored, and we couldn't be more up for the challenge. It's going to take a lot of work to get him where we all think he could be. Besides him being a great player and how professional he is already, he's an awesome young kid. You would never know that he's the #1 recruit. He's so humble and works so hard, and he wants it so badly and treats people so nicely. So from a personal point, we couldn't be more excited. And then you got Cooper out of Kansas. He's won a Grand Slam this year in doubles. He's got to the semifinals of nationals. He won nationals last year as a 16-year-old. He's always been one of the best players in the country, and he's the guy that all the younger American players want to be with. He's the one that is sort of the guy that's going to kick your butt or not, but he's also your buddy and hangs out with all the good players. And so for him and his family to feel like this is the place, we're very flattered and honored to get these guys, and we still have one more as of right now that he's going to sign. We don't know yet, but it's another top American that we hope we can add to that. I believe it's going to happen. So I just can't legally speak about him, but this is historically by far the best recruiting class when it comes to top American players coming to TCU, and something that we worked really hard at. We got Rybakov. We got Eduardo Nava back in the day. They were top American players. And then we've went foreigner for a while. So we're excited to get most of our team American and get these guys, to the U.S. Open. Hey, Frog fans, Coach Roditi here. The NCAA individuals just around the corner, that hour-and-a-half drive. You know where that is. It's down south on I-35. We have 3 of our players playing on Tuesday, NCAA Championship. Weather should be fantastic. They'll probably play throughout the day. Just pick a time. They'll be playing, Pedro, Louis, and Duncan. We appreciate all the support possible. And then on Wednesday, they play singles if they win, and then also doubles. Louis and Pedro will start their doubles on Wednesday. So Frog fans, go out there, make a midweek trip to down south, an hour-and-a-half at that beautiful campus down there, and support our Frogs. Go Frogs.
You heard the man. Frogs today will be in Waco, so take a couple days off, head down 35, and cheer on the Frogs, and don't forget your purple. Next up, beach volleyball is sending 2 pairs to AVCA Pairs National Championship. Our Sandy Frogs took home the title last year as Annalena Camille and Haley Hamlet brought home the gold. This year, Hamlet and partner Maria Gonzalez will look to bring home another gold along with Paris Daniela Alvarez and Tanaya Moreno, who will also be competing in the championship. Alvarez and Moreno took 5th overall in the Paris Olympics over the summer. Hamlet talks event and the chance to play with her old partner from 2 years ago.
Me and Maria played together actually my sophomore year, the whole season up until conference, and I feel like we both just really have the fight, and we go in with like everything, every single point for every single game. So, and you can really see it on the court. We like lay it all out there.
Yeah, I feel like Hammy said, we are really great fighters. The competition this year is really tough. It was a tough decision for the coaches, and I'm really happy they pick us playing together. We're gonna give it all. We're gonna fight, and let's see what happens.
Because every single school there sends their top pairs, so it's highly, highly competitive. And of course, you want to prove that your school's the best, and you want to play the best of the best, and it's just the best competition that you could possibly play in. So it feels so good to go far in the tournament competing against these pairs. So.
Gonzalez is excited as well as confident that TCU will round out the top 2 spots in the event.
I'm gonna fight with Hammy. We won the gold. TCU will be at the top. No matter who it is, we will be silver and gold. So we'll fight, and we're really excited.
The team has been traveling just about every weekend in the fall to get ready for the spring, hosting the Big 12s and another chance to contend for the NCAA National Championship in May.
The fall has been hectic, a lot of competition, and a lot of great players in the team. and a lot of tournaments. We have been traveling the past month. Every single weekend we had a tournament. This is the last. So it's a lot of competition, and it's fun. It's been really fun.
Yeah, I agree. We've definitely played more this fall than any other season, and we have a really good lineup, so everybody's super competitive with each other in like a good way, and everybody's fighting for a spot. So I think this year is just going to be a great year for competition and winning.
What is it that makes TCU volleyball a national contender year in and year out?
We behave and we act like a family, so no matter who's on the court, who's outside the court, we'll support them, and I feel that that gives us the strength to like beat anyone.
I'd say we have like a really good discipline on this team. I think the coaches help put that standard out there, and the seniors have been here all 4 years, and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, where they're supposed to be at all times. So I think that's one of the top factors of why.
Yeah.
We are excited to see what our Sandy Frogs do this weekend, and we wish them the best of luck. Now on to men's golf, who are joining us in the studio today, and we welcome head coach Bill Alcorn and junior Jack Beauchamp and senior Joe Padigan. Let's start with Coach Alcorn. You started out in Washington State, been down south, and just returned from Hawaii, and put up some pretty impressive numbers. It seems like this team has gotten better and better all fall. What type of growth have you seen from your team this fall?
It's been a great fall. We had 3 of the toughest fall events with strength of schedule right out of the gates at Sahali, followed by down in San Antonio at the Valero, and then our home tournament. And so saw great competition in those 3 events, which I think really prepared us for Big 12 match play and then our Hawaii event. And so, man, our guys just keep getting better and better. Each week we see a ton of growth in the weight room, especially on the course. And what really stands out is our qualifying rounds back home. Leading into Hawaii, they were really, really low. And so way lower than where we were, let's call it August or early September. So yeah, the guys just keep doing this and keep working hard.
Sticking to Hawaii, finishing tied for 6th and having the 5th lowest score versus par in program history, what does a result like that do for your program?
You know, to be honest, we didn't play very good our first round. I think we were in 12th after the first round, but our round 2 and round 3 were the lowest combined for the tournament. And you know, even that week, we just continued to get better. We had great individual performances that week as well. But no, I think it really kind of shows where our guys are trending and heading into the off season, and they're going to have some really good opportunities this off season, kind of in December and January, to play some individual tournaments, and I know they're going to be ready to go in the springtime in February.
Jack, a career best for you in Hawaii, leading your team with a 7th place finish at 12 under. What was working for you?
Yeah, so obviously it was a pretty good week for me. Like Coach said, our qualifying rounds going in were really good, so my confidence was pretty high going in. I just felt really good going into the week. It was a great course, awesome to be in Hawaii. And I think I just did a really good job of keeping it pretty simple all week. I never got really too ahead of myself. I played really good the second round and feel like I was just pretty steady the whole way through. So yeah, I think I just kept it really simple and kind of just kept the ball in play.
Joe, not too far off with the tie for 14th individually at 9 under. A solid final round 2 under. Talk about your performance, which consisted of not just 1 eagle, but 2.
Yeah, for sure. Like Jack said, it was an amazing week. You know, the opportunity we get to go and play in Hawaii is not something you get to do every week. So with the qualifying we had at home, plenty of rounds to get under our belt, the confidence for me as well really kind of helped me carry it into the trip, playing some good golf, getting a lot of rounds under par. And that last round was fun. Getting 2 eagles isn't something you do, and almost having 2 albatrosses too. So that was one for the memory bank. But you know, all week I just try to have fun. You know, being my senior year in college golf and being in Hawaii with a great group of guys, I just try to enjoy it and have as much fun. And I think that's kind of why I almost played a little bit better too, to end the season and took some pressure off and just being enjoying the scenery as well.
Coach, you are in your 2nd year and the team is trending in the right direction. We know the spring is your main season, but what is the team doing now? What is the focus before you guys get back at it in Puerto Rico in February?
Yeah, so we have about a 3-month break here, and we call it a break, but our guys are still going to be very competitive. Typical off-season for them is playing 1, 2, maybe 3 tournaments kind of over the Christmas break and staying active. So it's not like they're putting the clubs up and going fishing and hunting for the winter. But as a squad, we're doing a lot in the weight room. We're working out 4 times a week, continuing to work with Woody there, who's doing a phenomenal job with our guys. We're talking more about routines and developing a positive self-image of where do these guys want to see themselves long term, and what does it take internally to get there. So I think we're heading in a really good spot as a squad. These guys want to work, they're willing to work, they're fun to be around every day, and I just think we're just going to continue to kind of climb that ladder to where we want to be as a program.
Jack, you have been here since your freshman year. What have you seen from this team this year to give you the confidence you guys can continue moving forward into and through the spring?
Yeah, so really the biggest thing I've seen this year that's different than my first 2 years is just how close our team really is. Our freshman year, I feel like I got a little bit of that. I was just a little bit on the younger side, and there were some older guys on the team, so it wasn't as much of that as it is this year. But I think our team is just so dang close. Like we're a family, and we do things together. We practice together. Our workouts, just the energy's so high, kind of all the time, and we all just want the same thing. We're all really bought in, and that includes the coaches and Woody. And Woody's been doing awesome stuff in the weight room. We've been learning a lot from him, and then the coaches have just been teaching us so much. And I feel like we're just all very bought in and kind of ready to work.
Any specific focuses on your end, and what does the next 3 months look like for you?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing this first semester for kind of the whole team was just trying to keep the ball in position. And I think that's shown us kind of a lot of consistency throughout the season, the fall season. And I feel like at the end of this semester, we saw a lot more consistency between our scores compared to the beginning of the semester. So I think it's just carrying that in the next semester as well. And then focusing on things. We've been talking a ton about the pre-shot routine, and I think that's going to be huge for our guys. There's just so much to learn there, I think, and it kind of helps out so much to have a really solid routine, and helps out the mental game and things like that. So I think that's going to be the big focus kind of in the off season.
Joe, you are a senior and played your first 3 seasons at Florida, SEC Freshman of the Year as well. Why TCU for you?
Yeah, several reasons. I mean, when I entered the transfer portal and spoke to Coach Alcorn, our first conversation was very fluid. It was very organic, and we kind of hit it off right away. And coming out in the summer and taking a visit here to TCU, I fell in love with the campus and the facilities right away. We have Colonial and Shady Oaks as some of our home bases, and not many programs in the country have that. So that was a big point for me. And the coaching styles from Coach Alcorn and Coach Buck, to me, are very positive and very energetic. They're with you at all points on the course, in the gym, in practice, and they get you fired up. And that's something I wanted in my last year. College golf it's an experience that I wish never ended, but unfortunately it's coming to an end for me soon. So I wanted to put that be in a place where I'd thrive. And the experience I've had in college, I'm able to we got quite a young team right now, so it's nice for me to kind of pass some of that experience down to the freshmen and bounce ideas off them, and have a little bit of a leadership role. So TCU's been a dream for me so far, and I can't wait to get the spring going.
Coach, kind of a similar type of question. In your second year at TCU from Oklahoma, what was it about TCU that drew you to Fort Worth?
Well, first and foremost, this is a golf town. I mean, we were so lucky to have great partnerships and relationships with Colonial, with Rivercrest, Shady Oaks, Mira Vista, Ridgely, and the city courses here in our town are really good. So that's just a great base and platform to build a great program. And the support staff here at TCU has been phenomenal. Talking with them throughout the interviewing process, I just felt like this was a place that we could do something pretty special. And so initially, that's what got me here. And Fort Worth, I've been a Texas guy my whole life, and I really feel like this is who I am. I'm a Fort Worth guy, and it was just a perfect fit for me and the family, and perfect timing as well.
Last couple questions, and we'll get you guys going. Jack and Joe, golf is a really tough sport. People would die to shoot just even par or even just bogey golf. And you guys are shooting under par for multiple rounds. Where do you guys spend most of your time perfecting your craft? in the sport, and how do you make it look easy at times?
Yeah, I think on the outside looking in, it's kind of funny because a lot of the scores we shoot consistently, people kind of looking at those would think they're unbelievable, and finishing kind of midway in a big college tournament like ours at home at the Ben Hogan is just a huge achievement. But when you're in that moment, it's you kind of just always want to win, and that's kind of what we've been striving for. But so it's just, yeah, when you're looking at it, it seems like we're doing really well, but we always are just kind of striving for that next tier. I think, again, just focusing on that pre-shot routine, and then obviously Colonial's been unbelievable, so all the work we can get out there with those greens and the different rough shots and stuff like that. So, but I think we focus on the whole piece of it. And yeah, I just think that's what's going to be best moving into the off season.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Outside looking in, there's a lot of hours that this group puts in, not just on the course, but off the course too, whether it's in the gym, the mental side, or just getting your bodies right. And golf's a very finicky sport. There's a lot of things with minor changes that can really improve you. So this offseason, I think it's key for all of us as a group to continue staying together like we have during the season, putting in that work on, the weird lies, the mental game, getting your body right, whether it's speed training or distance control. And it's something that not a lot of people do, but if you put the hours in, you're definitely rewarded.
And lastly, Coach, what do you like most about the sport of golf, and most of all, coaching these young men?
Let's talk golf first. Golf, to me, is unique compared to other sports where everything is earned. Nothing is really given to you. Like when these guys are done with college golf, they got to go earn their way on the whatever tour they're going to go play. Unlike contracts are given for baseball and football and different things like that. So I think the fact that scores don't lie, the ability to, it's all in your control to post the score that you can post. There's no one really else to blame or to take credit. I mean, it's all on you and the work you want to get done. So golf's very unique in that regard. And man, we have just such a fun roster. One of the things that is huge for us in recruiting is we want to make sure we get guys that we just enjoy being around. And I can honestly say all 10 of our guys, I love being around, and they're just willing to work, and the way that they get along with each other, the way they sharpen each other. They're always picking our brains too as coaches of how they can get better. And so I think just the culture and team dynamic of these players, I don't think coaches really have a whole lot to do with the culture. I think it's the guys that we bring in that kind of make that, and we just have a great foundation here for growth and for productivity with this group, and they do. They're not satisfied with what we've done, and they just want to keep going.
Well, guys, it has been a pleasure visiting with you guys. We wish you guys all the best. Next up for men's golf team is February 9th, where they will be in Puerto Rico at the Palmas del Mar Collegiate, kicking off their spring season, preparing for their Big 12 championship in April, and of course, the NCAA in May. Stick with us. We'll be right back with basketball and cross country on the other side of this break.
Welcome to the Squire Shop.
We are locally owned and operated since 1994.
We specialize in the finest men's clothing that the market has to offer at affordable prices with unbelievable service.
We do custom clothing all the way to more casual, Peter Millar, Johnny O, kind of everything. Well, my dad's the owner, so I've been around retail my whole life. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's the best boss I'll ever have. I know that.
We love our TCU community. They have been so good to us. Come see us today. Go Frogs!
Welcome back, Frog fans. Hoops is well into the non-conference so far, and we start with the men, who started the week with a 76-71 win over Texas State before packing their bags for the first time this season, as they are in Ann Arbor tonight to take on Big Ten Michigan at 5 p.m. Tune in to FS1 to watch. Head coach Jamie Dixon wasn't that impressed with the defending on Monday, despite out-rebounding the Bobcats by 7.
We took good shots for the most part. We got off of ball screens and did a good job in that area, made good decisions, getting off the ball screens, which is what we worked on the last 2 days. So we did do a good job on that. rebounding numbers were good, could have been better, but, when you miss that many free throws, they're going to be getting rebounds. Obviously people bring up the free throws, and that's obvious. And, we didn't shoot well in shoot around today, so a pretty good indicator. Defensively, I was disappointed by our defense. That's simply put. They too many layups. 19 was the number we had by our count. 19 layups. Our goal is 5, so we simply didn't get it done in that area. So, got the win. But again, it's just we're missing something. You get up 14, and you can't make free throws, turn it over, and give up threes. Not a good way to finish. Should have turned to 20 if you're doing things right. But we opened the door again for them, and then they make another 3, and that's where we're at. We're still figuring ourselves out. So, but the biggest thing I'm surprised by is our defense. The defense was progressing. We were really good last game, and we weren't very good today.
4 guys scored in double digits on the night, led by Noah Reynolds, followed by Trezarian White and Frankie Collins.
I think it's just more so, it starts on the defensive end. I think the more stops we get, the more rebounds we get, the easier it is for us to run. And you got guys like him that can go on the open floor, and you throw it up to him, and you go get a lob, or they sprint to the corner, hit a 3. So once they start doing that, then we get easy baskets down the lane in transition. So most of the time it's just getting the stop.
It allows you to play so simple. I mean, Texas State, they played 7 guys. So with our depth and the way we run and the way that we want to defend, we should run teams that are playing 7, 6 guys, just run them to death. Just because everybody's coming in with the mindset. It starts on defense, forcing turnovers, then we all love getting out and running. So.
Brendan Wenzel also were in double digits, and big Ernest Uday Jr. grabbed 10 boards. Uday Jr. got himself into foul trouble early, and freshman David Punch stepped in with 5 points and 5 rebounds in 19 minutes.
Punch was huge. He's been huge since I got here in the summer. All of our freshmen, they are head and toes above where I was from a work standpoint. They get it. All of them get it. Like, they're in there every day putting in extra work, watching extra film. Like, they're truly pros. I could talk about those guys all of them. Every single freshman that's here is an extremely hard worker, so nothing that they do surprises me ever because they're ready for the moment. They're built for the moment.
I agree. Punch played a huge role for us tonight. If he's able to, come in and do that in 18 minutes to help out Ernest, then we're in good shape. So I think for him as a freshman to be able to do that and just, maintain and be solid throughout the whole game, that's huge.
Dixon didn't give us much on the Michigan matchup, but we'll give a true gauge of where his team is early in the season.
You know what? I watched them play the one game. Kind of didn't watch it with tape, but so we'll see. I don't know. I got to watch it tonight. They've only played the 2, my understanding, but I know they're big. I know they're skilled, and I'm excited about it because whoever we're playing, I'm going to be excited about it because I just want to. I want to practice tomorrow. I want to get better, and that's what I told our guys. I'll let our guys tell us what they thought we were short on today, and they had some good answers, and they saw it the same way. So
it's a pretty hostile environment. They're a college town, so it's more so about us. I don't think it's a lot about them. I think we need to go in there, just do what we do, just like how we do when we play here. Be solid defensively, play in transition, and just play together, be unselfish. So I think if we do that, we're going to be fine.
Women's basketball took care of Texas State easily on Wednesday night, moving to 3-0, and now set their sights on last year's Final Four participant, number 9, NC State.
It's one game. Win or lose, it's one game. What it is for us is an incredible opportunity to go compete and figure out where we're at. That group's ahead of us in regards to playing in a Final Four, having the core group back. They're a very veteran, tough, grizzled team. They've been through a lot together. We're not. We're a team that's just 3 games into this thing and still trying to figure out stuff. So it's an incredible opportunity. I hope we play free and fast and can go out there and just see where we're at. And that's all it is right now at this point of the season. It's going to be a great measuring stick for us to learn and grow. And that's what the non-conference is. That's why we scheduled Notre Dame and South Carolina, NC State. South Florida is a really dangerous game and a really good team. Is so this young group, we can get tested and truly figure out what the best of the best look. At the end of the day, it's a long journey, and hopefully we have the opportunity when March rolls around to go into that tournament and make some noise.
This Sunday, the Schollmeyer Showdown will tip off at 2 p.m.
As you build a program, you kind of have to bet on yourself that things will, you'll land the recruits you hope to land. As you build your schedule, you want to play elite competition. And so thankfully all those things unfolded where we have a team that's worthy of playing on ESPN and playing against the best teams in the country. So for our fan base, I know there's a lot of excitement. Gosh dang, we need our student body to come out. We need Fort Worth to come out and support this group. This group is special. So Sunday at 2, I already checked. The Cowboys are not playing. They're playing Monday. The Frogs got a bye on Saturday, so there's no excuse, you guys. We need a great turnout on Sunday for this group. And I know high school football is big. That's Friday. Okay, so I checked the whole calendar. We're clear on Sunday.
The team is excited about where they are at 3-0.
Yeah, I think we're in a great spot too. Every game we've gotten better at little things that we've decided to focus on. I think we're ready for a test, and tests have to come. We can't avoid a test. We need one. We need to know what we need to get better at. We need to see where we're at. I think the cool thing about our group is that we're excited for it. We're not going to shy away. We know that NC State will go on a run against us. That's basketball, that happens. But, I feel very confident about our ability to respond and, weather the storm.
I would say I think our group is really excited. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we play basketball for. So I would just say, yeah, we're excited. And, yeah.
I think, one thing that's good about us is even though we're new, we're all veterans. We don't have one freshman. So we're very mature, and we make good decisions. I think a lot of people don't understand how we're playing so well together so early, but it's because we all make good decisions, and we don't have anyone out there trying to do something that they're not good at. That's something that people understand with age and wisdom and playing more. So I think, we all have played in college basketball multiple years. We all know what we're good at, and we only do that. So.
Head coach Mark Campbell talks about the route of Texas State.
Well, team played really good. These games are dangerous when you got a really big game lingering, and so really proud of how the group was locked in, focused for 40 minutes. I thought we were great defensively. It's another game where the team really shared the ball at 25 assists again, and so, man, it's just special how you've got a team that's really talented, some big names. You're only 3 games into the season, but I just love how they're playing together, sharing the ball. They're playing the game right, and so glad to get this one done and excited about the next opportunity.
Sunday's matchup will definitely provide a test for the Horned Frogs, and what should we expect out of the Wolfpack?
Me and the Wolfpack know each other very well. Me and Wes have a very great relationship. No, they're a gritty team. They're athletic. They're long. They're gonna try to turn you over defensively, and offensively, they're gonna run sets and be very deliberate about the actions that they're trying to get to. We're gonna have to be able to handle their pressure and not turn the ball over. And if you can mitigate their pressure, you'll get open shots. You just can't get nervous and turn the ball over. So it'll be a big game for our guards to play with boys. They're super athletic, and on offense, they want to get downhill, and they want to create mismatches. And so we're just going to have to be locked in defensively. It's going to be a huge defensive game for us. And I'm excited to see how we compete. They have a bunch of competitors. We have a bunch of competitors. So, it's going to be fun.
Basketball is looking good early in the season, and as we turn to cross country, they are in College Station this morning at the NCAA South Central Regional, looking for an opportunity to qualify for nationals. The men continue their historic season with their best Big 12 finish in program history. Tate Underwood and Stone Burke reflect on the success and consistency the team has been having.
We did good first 3 races. We had 3 wins in a row, and then just kind of piled on there. Just a lot of good training, and I think having a group that's we're all very like-minded and just want to do as good as we can for the team.
This has honestly been years in the making. We've been progressing every year since Coach Cook got here, and the goal this year was to have our highest finish ever. And we came in right where we thought we could in that 5th or 6th position. And honestly, I don't think it was even an A race. We definitely have stuff we can work on, but it's really been a big belief in each other. And separating our individual goals and really focusing on the team. Because at the end of the day, that's what cross country is about. So it was really just us thinking about how we were going to fight for each other rather than ourselves. And that's really what culminated to how that happened.
Definitely think we're all pretty confident, I would say. I think there's a real belief that we can actually do it. And so we just gotta perform on the day. So. But yeah, I think we're all pretty excited about the opportunity because we know something's at stake for it. So
yeah, so after conference, we were excited, but we weren't content because we know that wasn't the only goal. That was just part one of what we wanted to accomplish this postseason. And going into regionals, we're fully aware that it's going to be a dogfight, like Tate said. That there's 5+ teams that could take that second spot. But we know that if we fight for each other and if we execute how we should, we run as a pack, and if things fall on the line, like we hope they will, that we have just as good a shot as anyone. We know that things happen for a reason. This season is lined up in a certain way that probably a lot of people outside the team wouldn't have expected. But we know that, we're all on this team for a reason. We all came together. We're all from different corners of the world and the country. So it's not an accident, so we know we're destined for something special.
Head coach Roger Cook gives us an outlook on the NCAA regional event.
Yeah, so again, I think this has just kind of been one of those things we've been working on throughout the entire season. Obviously, the championship segment is conference, regionals, and nationals. The first 2 are essentially all-comers meet. You go to the conference meet, you go to the regional meet. The last one you've got to earn. And I think after this conference meet, the men, I think, are in a really good position. Getting 6th place, the highest team finish, ever in program history. That was great. I think the women left conference knowing that they left a lot out there, and they were beaten by some teams that we had beaten this season, and so I think they kind of want to come out to this regional meet and really set a tone. Now, kind of getting back to the guys, I think we have an outside chance to try to make it as a team, and I think that's really cool to make it to the national meet. It's going to take, a pretty solid effort. It's going to take all of those guys, working together and doing this. But, kind of going back to your original question, it's just been something that we've been working on, we've been talking about throughout this entire season is just, doing the work, going through the process, and wanting to get to this part of the season in the position that we're in right now. And so, we've basically aced every section of this season, from the early season to the mid-season to this postseason. Now we've done, especially on the men's side, we've done everything that I kind of projected us to do and was hoping that we could kind of get done. On the women's side, it's just we're a young group, and we just got to keep working forward. But I think a lot of them are, again, they're motivated, they're ready to get out there and put a good solid effort out there for TCU.
Underwood gives us some insight on the qualification process, and besides Alabama, who should win it? Hands down, what are the chances the Frogs have?
No, for sure. So the top 2 teams automatically go, and then so we gotta be top 2. Arkansas is really good, so they're projected to get the 1 spot, but then it's kind of us and 4 or 5 other teams kind of just battling out for the 2nd spot, and then top for individuals, it's top 4 individuals on a non-qualifying team. So you can get 5th, and someone on a qualifying team is 1st or whatever, the 5th place person can still go. So there's that, top 4 individuals and top 2 teams.
Cook speaks to the preparation the team has undergone these last 2 weeks from Big 12s to now.
Right after conference finished, we immediately turned our head to regionals, and Now, again, we've been prepping for the 10K for the men, probably for the past 2 or 3 months. We've really been trying to put a main focus on that. The women run 6K, so it'll be pretty standard. But it's just been, hey guys, like the race changes. To be honest, outside of the top team, the level of competition actually drops down a little bit. But again, going over a 10K distance, it's a little different. We're not going to see the number 1, the number 3, the number 4, the number 8, the number 16, the number 12. We're not going to have that in our region, but we will have the number 2 team in the nation, and in Arkansas that will be there. And so, we really just kind of got back to basics again and did some tune-up workouts just to really kind of get us back in tune with what we're trying to accomplish as a team, which is small time gap between 1 through 5, positioning correctly, just kind of working on a couple of pace items, and we did that on both sides. So I think if the teams go to the regional meet, we pack it up right, we're in the right position, we've got a shot on the men's side. If the women do the same thing, then we have an opportunity to beat some teams that may have gotten the better of us the past few outgoings.
The young women's team has also been having some success this season with 3 of their 6 meets finishing in first place. Despite a 14th place finish at Big 12s, the scores were so close they could have easily finished top 10. Mackenzie Bailey and Peyton Woodruff reflect on their season so far.
I think we started out the season really strong. We had a great team, we were pretty tight, and I think we built a lot of confidence in those early season meets. We didn't have a lot of competition, so we knew we needed to go out and execute. First place, I wouldn't say it was totally easy, but it was completely achievable at each of those meets. I think being a younger team, going into these bigger meets was pretty intimidating for a lot of us. We didn't really know how to handle it. And then I think a lot of different factors got in the way of everyone. People just not executing entirely as we could have, and then also just being inexperienced and needing to go out and get that experience so we can come back in the coming years and really execute where we need to be. I think right now going into regionals, we definitely have a shot to do a lot better than we performed at conference, and I think we want to show that and show what we really can do. But I think it'll take everybody going out there and really putting together the pieces and executing as we know we can, like we do in practice. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just the whole experience part is the main part that we're missing, just being a younger team. But I think relying on each other is also really important, and I think we have that within ourselves, and I think that's one of the key parts that'll help us perform well at regionals.
Even though the team is young, they have been confident all year as they get ready for regionals.
I think it's really about finding a balance between having a competitive edge and still enjoying the process. I think being close as a team is really important to us, and I think we've been putting that together pretty well, and we really have been trying to keep that bond pretty tight. I think also going into the training and everything, it's really about just those final pieces. So in these last 2 weeks or so, there's not really a ton you can gain from the last training efforts, but it's really about feeling good, feeling ready to go, and I think putting that confidence in our legs, in our mind, and everything is the most important part right now, because we put together the training the past weeks and months leading up to this, and so now it's really about just feeling good, going into it ready to execute what we know we need to. And so yes, there's times we want to hit, but really it's about having that competitive edge when we get in the race.
I would say our expectation is to do the same or better than we did in last year's team did. That was our goal also with conference, and it's very achievable as we have lots of strong runners and we have a good tight pack that runs together. I think if we can execute the race as we do in practices, then we're golden.
No matter what the sport, it is not easy being a Division I Power 4 athlete.
It's a blessing. It's really cool. I definitely, especially from last year being out all the time, I don't take it for granted. It's tough at times for sure. Scheduling and just the daily lifestyle, it's tough, but I wouldn't have it any other way, especially with my teammates and coaches and all the support that we get. So it's really cool. It's really awesome. So.
In rifle news, taking first place in 4 of the 5 meets they have fired in this fall, the team travels to West Virginia in their final fall event of the season on Saturday.
And our swim and dive team will be at the UT Diving Invitational in Austin today through Sunday, and the swimmers will head to College Station midweek to take on the Aggies in the Cougars of BYU.
Stay tuned next week for more TCU athletics action, and we will be joined by the triathlon athletes in the studio to talk about their 4th place finish at the National Championship in just their 2nd year as a program here at TCU.
We wish everyone good luck this weekend. Thanks for joining us today, the only media outlet that covers all of TCU athletics. Stay connected for dynamic, original content right here at Frogs Today. For Frogball USA, I'm Isaac Cadena.
For everyone here at the Roxo Media House, for Frogs Today, I'm Jacob Silva. This has been Frogs Today for Friday, November 15th. Thanks for watching. Go Frogs.
Go Frogs.
Roxo Media House.